I was 13 years old that summer. For the first time, I was going to be home alone for a whole week. My mom and dad had gone to visit my aunt in another state, and I had chosen to stay home on my own. Our neighborhood was quiet, orderly, and very safe. Neighbors knew each other. Kids played ball in the street, and the smell of barbecue filled the air on summer evenings. Our house was at the end of the street, right across from a small forest. That place had been our playground. I had spent most of my childhood among these trees. The first few days were peaceful. I woke up late, made myself toast, sat in front of the TV, and watched cartoons until noon. Then I'd played games, text with friends, and have movie nights in the evenings. Everything was normal until the third night. That night, I stayed up a little later than usual. I had opened the window to cool off a bit. The TV was on. The curtains weren't fully closed. My eyes drifted towards the window. On the forest side, in the darkest corner of the street, someone was standing. I could see the silhouette. At first, I thought it was a neighbor, maybe out walking their dog, but the man didn't move. I stared at him for about 2 minutes without blinking. He didn't move either. He just stood there. Then I closed the curtain and turned down the TV. I tried to come up with rational explanation. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe it was just a tree shadow. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Just as I was about to go to bed, the doorbell rang. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. It was 11:45 p.m. Nobody rang the doorbell at that hour, not in our neighborhood. I walked slowly down the hallway, trying to make sure even my footsteps were silent. I looked through the peephole. No one was there. Just as I turned to go to bed, I noticed a piece of paper on the floor. It had been pushed under the floor. I bent down and picked it up. It read, "The TV was a little loud. Thanks for turning it down." My hands started to shake. I immediately locked the door, shut all the curtains, turned off the lights, and ran to my room. I couldn't sleep all night. I kept checking the window. The man was gone. But after that night, I could never be alone the same way again. The next morning, I went to see our neighbor, Mr. Earder. He was working in his garden. I didn't tell him about the whole night, but I asked if he'd seen anyone suspicious on the street. "No," he said. "I went to bed early last night. Didn't hear a thing." I left without saying much. I went back home and put the note in my drawer. On the third day, I woke up to the sound of the doorbell again. I rushed downstairs. The only person who would came this early was the postman. I opened the door, no one, but on the ground there was something, another piece of paper. This time, a photo was attached. The photo was taken from outside our house. I was in kitchen, looking out window. My face was clearly visible. There was another short note. "You woke up early today. How was your breakfast?" I panicked and talked about calling the police. But what if my parents got mad? What if I was overreacting, arrested with the fear and confusion of a child? But I no longer felt alone in the house. Someone was watching, always, everywhere. On the fifth day, I didn't go outside at all. I closed all the curtains. I stayed in my room all day. I glued to my phone. My eyes were constantly on the clock. As evening came, I started paying attention to every sound. Even the neighbor's cat made my heart jump. At midnight, I heard another sound. This time, it was a tapping on the window. My heart almost stopped. I slowly pulled the curtain aside. There was nothing there, but something was written on the glass with a black marker. You don't have to peek to see. I am always here. That was enough. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911. The police said they'd dispatch someone immediately. I gave my address and told them what happened. My voice was shaking. A patrol car arrived within 20 minutes. Two officials searched the area. There was no trace, no footprints, no security footage. I gave them two photos and notes. They looked serious, but I saw the look in their eyes. They tried to calm me down and then left. But I didn't sleep a wink that night. On the 6 days, my mom called. She heard something in my voice. Are you okay? She asked. I said I was fine. I didn't know what to say. Then I started crying. I told her everything. She panicked. They decided to come back right away. They would be home by nightfall. That night, I thought it was over, but it wasn't. Because at midnight, the door started being forced open. I mustered the courage to look through the peephole from top to bottom. He was there, that man, black hat, bearded, motionless. He was holding something. It looked like a key. I called the police again. I was holding the lock. I heard his footsteps retreat. When the police arrived again, there was no one. But this time, there was a mark on the door handle, as if scratched with a knife. I will come. The next morning, my parents arrived. The knot in my chest finally unraveled when I saw them. I hugged them and cried. I told them everything again. Police reports, notes, everything. We got security cameras installed. The neighbors were warned, but that man was never seen again. Sometimes I wonder, was he real or just a trick of loneliness and fear? But then I look at the notes in the drawer, the writing on the window, the photo, and I know he was here, and maybe she still is. The end.